Okay. Okay guys, so I know you guys can't see me, but in part one of the video I showed you guys how to clean this print head, and unfortunately this one is not going to work. It's got one end that the print head is just totally messed up on and looks like it's leaking, but we can still remove this print head and do some work over here with the cabbing station. So I'm going to show you guys some things here in the cabbing station, how to clean this. And I'm going to have to get some paper towels in here, so I'm going to need a paper towel to do this with, and grab a couple of supplies. So you're going to need a piece of paper towel, and you're going to, the cabbing station is right over here. It's a long rubber piece that's over here on the side. I would put a little bit of cleaning solution. I've got some piezo flush. I'm going to put this piezo flush in here and clean this area. And I'm going to also use a light as I do that. The cabbing station on this printer is really, really bad. You can see that. Look at that big piece of gunk that came off of there. I'm sorry, that's not the cabbing station, y'all. That's the wiper blade. This is the cabbing station. Wow. This is pretty bad. Actually never seen one this bad. Wow. So I'm going to wipe on both sides of it, but you really want to make sure that you get on this front side of it. It looks like it needs a new, look at all of that. Looks like it may need a new wiper blade. Yeah, definitely could use a new wiper blade. A wiper blade down off in there. You just want to get as much of that gunk out because it moves forward. It's going to move backwards and forwards. Okay, so that's about as clean. I'm looking at it back there. It's okay. Really just get it. It's got a lot of gunk on it, y'all. That is a replaceable part. What happens if the cabbing station is dirty like that, what happens is it cleans. I mean the wiper blade. I keep calling that the cabbing station. That wiper blade cleans that print head, and when it's dirty like that, it will cause all sorts of issues. I'm looking and looking and looking, y'all, and I've cleaned that pretty much, and I'm getting this excess ink, trying to get it off of here. Okay, so that looks like that's probably going to be as much as I can get it. So I'm going to this cabbing station. This is the cabbing station right here. I'm just going to squirt some piezo flush in there. It's going to need it squirted in there because it's in pretty bad shape. You can still see around the silver, but you want to flush. Push a little bit in there. And we need to clean this. You need to clean this, y'all. It's like cushioning. Okay. It's like cushioning, and that's really, really gunky, nasty. So, take a paper towel. And try to clean it as best as you can. This has gunk all on the outside. This one's in a lot of bad shape, but we can clean it. You should do this probably every 6 months or so, just depending on how much you use your printer. Should really, really clean this. Like, especially like right here, there's just a buildup. There's just a buildup of stuff that's just on there. See that? Stuff like that will just cause you to have printer problems like crazy. It's just a buildup. I mean, this one is pretty bad, y'all. See all of that? Look at all of that. It's just... which now has me cleaning around it, because obviously ink has just been going everywhere with this thing. Hasn't been maintained. And since I'm cleaning that, I see stuff everywhere. All of these little particles and stuff like that. That needs to be done. And that would probably explain why in here, like, see when I go down along here, it's just full of ink. It's just full of ink, and that's probably coming from all of that. It's a bunch of dust and particles and stuff like that, so don't want to pull anything up, but could probably take some alcohol and clean through there. Does this have rollers on it? Yeah, I'm guessing those are pretty clean. So up under here, and I wish y'all could see that. Oh wow. So a lot of times where those rollers are, you'll get stuff stuck, and this one has something white up under there. Try to see if I can get it off. Yeah. So see if I can get it off. It may take me to get some tweezers or something. What is that? Something. My phone right there. on the wiper. It's on the roller. I had a pair of tweezers. I could probably pull that out. Maybe I can make it roll a little bit. Since I'm cleaning, I definitely got to get it off of there. I'm gonna look at the other ones, and I'm gonna have to get something and come back in here and get that off of there. I don't see a way to really do these turn. This looks like it would turn it. Oh, just leave that camera. I'm just trying to grab something, y'all, that'll get it. It looks like a piece of something from, it looks like a string. Oh, that definitely needs to be clean. I definitely got to figure out a way to get that out of there. Definitely got to figure out a way to get that out of there. See, there's all kinds. It's a lint. There's another one. See, just white strings off inside of here. I'm not sure what someone was printing. Looks like pieces of, I don't know. What is that white ink? Wouldn't be white ink inside this printer though. Well, y'all, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I'm gonna get as much stuff off of here as I can. And before I put that back, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on here. I'm not going to have to put an external waste tank on this because I noticed that there's a waste tank up under here. So I'm not going to have to do that. Which is probably because it has an external waste tank, which is probably why this printer hasn't gotten, see that? I don't know if y'all can see that on the end of there, but all of that kind of stuff like that damages the Printhead. I would, if this was my printer, I'd probably replace that too. So we're going to do the best that we can do with it. I'm going to go ahead and start removing this stuff. Cut this off. So I'm going to stand up so I can see where, because we got to get this cover off. I see 2 screws there, 1 screw there, 1 screw there, a screw here, and a screw over here, just off inside of here. So let's start with that one, because that looks like it would bring everything loose. Got it? Okay. Yep, that 1 screw brought everything loose. So it doesn't look like I need to mess with these other screws. Let's see here. What do we need to mess with to get this up out of here? So I need all this to come out. So that means that this is hooked up to it. You gotta have several size screws. That's a flathead. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I can't see a thing today. Even with my readers on, it still seems to be hard. It's like that vaccine has messed with my eyes today or something. Try this one again. Have a smaller screwdriver that I need to find. This one might work. Let's try this one. There it is on the floor. I did have a whole screwdriver set that made it really easy for me. So that's 2 screws. So the Printhead screws I'm going to put in this container separate from the screws from the top of the printer, from taking off the top. Put that all separate. Yep, let's put all that separate. So that screw came loose. Looks like that does not look like it goes to it. That does not go to it. That does not go to it. Okay, I do see. However, looks like all of this needs to come loose. Yep. So I am removing the screws from this board. It looks like 1, 2 sets. And I'm trying to make sure that, move that down. So the screw on the right hand side, I'm removing it. That screw is hooked to this orange wire. There's an orange wire there, so when you put that back, make sure you put that to that screw. There are some leads here that I'm going to unhook, and I'm going to call the first one number 1, and hopefully they will be different sizes. It is a wider one. The blue is facing me. The silver part with the connector on it is facing the back of the printer. I just pulled it out, and that's how it is. Hopefully y'all can see the blue is facing me. The silver part is facing the back. I like to do this, explain this when I'm doing this, because you need to know this when you're putting it back. And I need to know also. This one is the bigger one. The second one, same thing. Blue facing me, silver facing the back, and that one is small. Here's another one here. Yeah, it looks like that. I'm gonna have to take that loose too. That one. Oh, let's see. Be careful taking these out. The silver is facing the back, so that means the blue would be facing me. Y'all, it's very easy to damage these when you're putting it back, and if you were to put it back and you damaged it a little bit at the end from pushing it in and you didn't get any power, you could go back with your scissors and cut that off, as long as you have enough to make it connect. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. All of this is together with this board, and we're going to take all of this off. It looks like with the board. It actually looks like I could have took this off and left this part up on the board, but oh well. We're going to take this black lead right here off, and we're just going to lift all of that off. And there's probably a tons of ways to doing this. This is my first time ever doing it, so let's see what's holding it in. There's a screw. I see a couple of more screws. Piece of flesh dropping everywhere. Let's see where we're seeing screws. There's a screw here holding the print head in. Gonna undo. It came up, but you definitely want to have a screwdriver that's magnetic to get off in there. Don't see one back there, so it looks like this one, there's one over here on the side, and it's inside of the little clear box. Take it out, and I do see one on the outside. I don't know if that whole box comes up, but I don't think so. And this one we may not have needed to take out, but let's see. Yep, if I start rocking that, what happens? See what happens if I start rocking that, because it looks like everything else is unhooked from there to the back. Looks like everything is unhooked, y'all. And actually, it looks like in order for me to get that out, let's see here. So I'm looking at this and I'm wondering if I have to take anything off from back here to get that piece out. Get a good look. Let's give it a good swirl and see. I think I can get it out. There we go. Okay. So that's the cabin station. Let's go ahead and remove this piece right here. Let's go ahead and remove that so that we can bring out that whole arm. Looks like another screw down off in here in the back that's holding this piece together. Okay, so that's that piece. Screw fell on the floor. So that's this piece. So this is the box with the, and this actually looks pretty good. So we're just going to throw it over to the side. We're going for the print head. So here is the print head. And y'all know at this point, really, if you're able to clean that print head, you could clean this print head just like this. We're going to try this and see, so that we don't have to take the whole print head off. You could take this whole print head off and flush through it, or You could put a piece of paper towel down right here and then flush through this print head with it on here. It's pretty much up to you how you want to do it. And I was going to do that, but I don't see any paper towels in the room and I don't want to walk out. But let me go ahead and grab one right quick so that I can show y'all. Okay. Okay, because that really makes a lot of sense to take the print, get this close to the print head and not see what's going on with it, right? But, so I've got some paper towel. You could take this paper towel, just fold it up a couple of times, pop it off in here, really flat, and then run this over it. Put your piezo flush or whatever cleaner that you have. Put your print head cleaner here and run it over there. That will clean the bottom. And you could actually hit the print head and clean through the print head. I don't see a problem with that at all. That would be a perfect way of cleaning it for people who, if you don't want to take the print head off, you're worried about it or anything like that. If you want to actually see what's going on, then you could easily take this piece off here, it looks like. I like to keep these pieces together. Take this piece off on that side, and looks like we got a big round piece that maybe is holding the print head in there. Let's see. Another piece here. Looks like you'd have to pop all of this stuff here out. Yeah. Because what is that holding the print head over there? Looks like it's holding something in. Is there anything behind here? Is there a screw back there? There's gotta be something. Something that's holding that print, holding that screw. It's gotta be something I'm missing. It's gotta be a screw back there. It is. Whenever I start feeling that something and I don't feel it, I know that there is a screw. So there's a screw back there. All the way in the back behind the ribbon, there is a screw. So unscrew that, and then that thing is coming out. Now, there's also a spring here, so when you pull that up, you gotta watch for the spring and all of that. So for those who are uncomfortable, it might not be a bad idea to do the paper towel cleaning at this point, because you're going to have to hook this back up with this little piece down here with this spring. So just know that that's spring loaded. Looks like that print head's coming right on out now, y'all. Yep. Oh my God. It's a good thing that we did take it up. We would have never gotten this with doing the paper towel cleaning. And I'm going to show y'all. So here on this print head, we're going to pull these leads out, and the number CN2 is facing up. So I'm going to pull that one out. The leads are, the silver leads are facing up. The blue is down. On the second one, the blue is down and the silver lead is down. So the first one is this top one here with the first one is the top one is CN2, the bottom is CN1. Now let me show y'all this print head. Oh my God. Ew, I'm going just like, looks like I'm going from bad to worse. Look at this print head, y'all. Before I even clean it, this is from so much gunk from the wiper blade not being replaced or cleaned, or this thing not having any maintenance. That was just a piece of something that popped off over there from this thing. There's so much, like, if I can get this to come clean, look at that. That's gonna be a miracle. That's gonna be a miracle. To the sides of this print head, that came off pretty easy. It's just, I mean, it's just on there. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. So we got it off. Man, we got to clean this thing. This one is actually made a little different than the other one, y'all. And actually, the other print head did not have these 3 pieces. I don't remember. And so I'm wondering, maybe it will, yeah, I don't think the other one had those 3 pieces going around it. Maybe that's a new make, or maybe it did and I just didn't see it. And maybe that will hold in that edge that I was saying, where I was telling y'all that ink was coming out. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that'll hold that in. Okay, so with this one, goodness gracious, got 8 colors here, and let's see what we can do. First thing I'm going to do is soak this in some piezo flush, and so I'm going to actually put this in something that's kind of flat where I can kind of get around here and soak that. Let me reset up the camera. Oh boy, I tell you, man, that is kind of something else right there. So I'm going to take this bowl, it's kind of leaning over a little bit, so that's not going to be the best place for me to put it. We'll take it here because I'm trying to get the video so you guys can see what I'm doing. And make sure that you watch that edge. And I guess I'll go ahead and tape it off. Go ahead and tape it off. just going around it a couple of times with the tape. Okay, y'all. So I've taped it off, and I actually want to just sit some piezo flush in there and just sit this print head in it for just a second, just like that. And I'm gonna let that soak maybe about 10 minutes. What will happen is, and I'm just gonna kind of like hold it up above it. Anything that's on there on the bottom at least will start to come off, get softer. I gotta loosen that gunk up because it's bad, y'all. And then we'll clean this one and see what happens. I'll be back.